So, hi Riley, this is your granddad, and since we couldn't be there for your birthday, we thought we'd go out and show you something really neat that we did on your birthday, specifically for you. And we had to travel quite a ways. That's our province. I'm just showing a map so you can see. It's a long ways we had to travel for 5 hours to get to where we're going here to see this. You're going to love this. This is really neat. And that line there, that's the highway we traveled. Ask your mom. Now, we came here to see a fish, a specific kind of fish called a salmon. And all these fish you see here, some of them are salmon and some of them are related to salmon. But the red one in the corner, that's the one we came to see. That's called a sockeye salmon. And you're going to see something really amazing about this fish. Just wait. So, we're here at the Adams River Salmon Run, and boy, is there a lot of people. Wow! And we're gonna go see some salmon. So, Adams River, salmon spawning. So, Kaylin and Riley, this is really neat. There's salmon everywhere. If you can see them down there. The red things. And out there, so all those dark red shapes in the river, those are fish. The last thing they do in their lives is swim upriver to reproduce. It's amazing. And this is the biggest one in a long time. Biggest salmon run there is. So Kaylin and Riley, here we are by the river again. And you can see this dark mass here with red bits in it, that's all fish. They're all hanging around waiting here, and they're taking a break before they swim up to where they're going to do their thing. It's amazing. Just amazing. This is just, oh, wow, I've never seen this in my life. This is just fantastic. Doesn't happen often. They've come all the way from the ocean to where we are. And they haven't eaten since they left the ocean, and that's months ago. This is just, wow. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying this.
But we're not waiting to lay our eggs.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, well, we think they're done that. You can have your food.
I think they'd probably be more comfortable with
Big deal. Look at all the people. Big deal, big time of the year. Lots of families. Okay, so I'm going to show you something here. This is where the fish are actually making babies. They call it spawning here, but this is what they do. They come up from the ocean back to where they were born. It takes them a lot of energy, and it's the last thing they do in their lives. But down there you'll see fish all grouping together, and that's what they do. One thing I can't show you is the smell of all the dead food. The smell is amazing. It's bad. It's dead fish smell. Because that's what happens after they spawn. That's the end of their life. But what a life.
Đi
So you've been seeing me carrying around this stick, and on the end of the stick there's a camera, and there's something special about that camera. That camera can go in the water. Look. And that little camera lets me do something that nobody else there could do. Show you what it looks like from under the water, from where the fish lives. Isn't this neat? Look for more of this. Now when you see them in pairs like that, one's a mummy fish and one's a daddy fish. And the mummy's laying the eggs and the daddy's putting his stuff over top of the eggs. He's also trying to keep away the other maybe daddies. They don't want other daddies around. And here's something else that having a camera on the end of a long stick is good for. You can stick it out over the river and look straight down and get a really good point of view of what's going on. Look at all those fish just hanging around there. This is really neat. And I couldn't get this unless I was 10 feet tall and could lean over. But then I'd be a cartoon character. So look closely at the fish when we're underwater. They have a weird shape. I'll talk about that later. So earlier on I pointed out these large dark things in the river with red shapes, and I said that's lots of fish. Well, here's what it looks like from down where the fish are. See all the red fish? Those are all sockeye salmon. They got red fish, red bodies and green noses and green tails and green tip fins. Look at them all. There's so many of them. Fantastic. He's wondering what we're doing. What is this thing? So Riley, these fish, they travel from the ocean. See, not all of them are sockeye. Some of them have different shapes, but they all travel all the way from the ocean, and that's a long ways. It would take your mommy and daddy driving in a car all day and all night almost to drive from the ocean to here. Imagine how long it would take for you to run. Well, that's how long it takes to fish. And they don't eat for that whole amount of time. That's like going the whole summer without eating. Wow. And this is what happens to them after they've done this. You see all these things on the shore, they're fish, but they've died. It's kind of sad, but that's what happened. That's the way they go. They only get to live for 4 years, and this is the end of their life cycle. But then they become food for other things that help the forest grow and other things in the river grow. That's called the cycle of life. That's what it's all about. So look at the river. The river's flowing from the right to the left, and the fish are swimming from the left to the right. They swim against the flow of the river. Now, by this time you might be asking, why do the fish come all this way from the ocean to come here? Well, that's a good question. The reason they come here is because this is where they were born, and they can find their way back. We don't know exactly how they do that, but we're pretty sure it has something to do with them being able to smell or taste something in the water that comes from where they were born. Pretty neat stuff. If the fish look weird, it's because their bodies have changed shapes, and that's so that they can fight and protect their mates and their eggs, and so that they can make this long journey without food. That's what's going on. That's why it is the way it is. Just so you guys know, this is a big deal. Look at all the people. Big deal, big time of the year. Lots of families. So we're just about to leave this salmon festival thing, but just to give you an idea of how many people were here.
Hey girls.
And this is quite a ways from the nearest big city. It's a really big deal here in BC, and tourists are coming from everywhere because it hasn't been like this in my lifetime. It's been a phenomenal year. Phenomenal means extra special good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video of the fish, and hey, it's a fun thing. Happy birthday, Riley. This is your granddad saying hi from the Adams River in BC. Love you.